us on Facebook at Daunta A. Long. Follow us on Instagram at Daunta Long. Follow us on YouTube at Daunta A. Long. Thank you for tuning in to LongTalk.
Good evening, and welcome to LongTalk once again on this Thursday evening. Pray and trust you've had a great day thus far, and you've had a winning week here. And as we're getting ready to close the week on this Thursday evening, what a most appropriate time to have another meaningful Long Talk. And so we welcome you to tonight's conversation, and thank you so much for tuning in. And as usual, I'm your host, Daunta Long, here at Long Talk, and I would that you would take just a moment and connect with me and to our Long Talk family. And there are several ways that you can connect with us. Do so by going to Facebook and liking and sharing tonight's broadcast, or perhaps even starting a watch party. Or if you want to go on Instagram and connect with us, Twitter, engage in our active Twitter community. I sincerely appreciate if you go to Twitter. And then lastly, if you will connect with us on YouTube. We have a growing audience and YouTube community. So please connect with us and make sure that you stay connected to all things Long Talk, as we're here every Tuesday and every Thursday evening at 7:30 p.m. Listen, I've got a very, very important announcement. For those that watch us each time, you say, oh, here he goes again. But I am that broken record that is literally getting ready to scratch off. And what I mean by that is that on tomorrow is the absolute last day in the state of Georgia and many other states across the country that have been participating in early voting. Tomorrow is the last day. Actually, I'm so sorry when I say that tomorrow. That is not true. Forgive me. Yes, it is tomorrow. I'm so sorry. Tomorrow. I got my days confused. Tomorrow is the last day, the 30th of October. And so we would that all of you, if you do not choose to participate on election day, which is next Tuesday, that you would take advantage and go to your local precinct, willing that you are already a registered voter, and go in and participate in the early voting. And again, we do realize that this is not available in all states, but if you are in one of the states, and we know we have a vast audience that watch us across the country, check and see. You can do so tonight by going on your Secretary of State's website to make sure that your state is participating in early voting. And if so, do so, because tomorrow may very well be too late. So do that for us, if you will. All right. Well, listen, tonight we have a meaningful dialogue tonight. We are just making sure that each time that we come on, we have conversations that are geared to uplift and be inspirational, but also we many times take the time to have meaningful dialogue to help our listening audience with everyday struggles and everyday aspirations and dreams and goals. And tonight we are so featured to have a prolific woman who is with us tonight, who has taken time out of her very busy schedule. And when I say busy, I mean absolutely busy, as she travels the country as a master business strategist. She is in and out of cities all the time, speaking to Fortune 500 companies, lecturing and helping many staffs become more efficient and helping them with their goal casting. And she helps so many. She leads a wonderful delegation each year with delegates that come across the country to a wonderful conference. She is also the CEO of the Mogul HQ Corporation, and tonight she's here. On top of all of that, she's a wife, she's a mother, she's a community leader. She has so much going on. But Long Talk audience, we are so privileged tonight to have in our company, and please give a warm Long Talk welcome to our guest, Dr. Felicia Phillips. God bless you. How are you this evening?
I'm doing great this evening. Blessed. Glad to be here with you, Daunta. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming on, and thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us here on this evening. I sincerely appreciate you, and am just so grateful that you've taken the time to come on. Just want to ask you tonight, if you will, take just a moment and just greet our audience, if you will, tonight.
Well, hello, Long Talk family. I'm Dr. Felicia Phillips. I am a master business strategist, but I'm also a 30-year entrepreneur. I'm excited to be here with you tonight and just talk business tonight and talk about how you can accomplish those dreams that you have and get closer to your destiny. That's the conversation that we're going to talk about, and we're going to put some framework around how to do that.
All right, all right. Well, man, if there's anybody that can help us put the framework together for many of our business owners and entrepreneurs and those that aspire to do that, we know that a vast amount of individuals that watch us are aspiring business owners, and we hope tonight with this conversation, as Dr. Phillips, as she said moments ago, lays the framework. Tonight you want to get your pen, paper, get your iPad, get your smart device, take these notes, because this is what Fortune 500 companies pay hundreds of dollars per hour for. And tonight she's agreed to come and do it for us. Don't tell anybody, but she's not charging us fair market value. So tonight we're going to hone in, and we're going to make sure that we glean as much as we can. But before we get into that, Dr. Phillips, this term master business strategist, exactly unpack that for us and help us understand.
Absolutely.
What is that?
So, one of the wonderful things about being a master business strategist is that I do bring 30 years of experience to my clients, which is very important. You want someone who understands what it means to run a business and not have it from an academic standpoint only. That's great, but you need some real world experience. There is nothing like being out here and running a business day to day.
Yeah.
And for me, I have had the opportunity to not just launch businesses, but to run businesses in different sectors like technology, logistics, retail, professional services. And so I bring those experiences to my clients for a few reasons. One, I'm able to help reduce their learning curve. A lot of times we go into business out of necessity and not opportunity, meaning that we're wanting to make ends meet. We're not making enough money, or we're just not happy where we currently are. But that doesn't mean we know how to run a business. And so with my experience and my know-how, I'm able to bring that to any client and help them form a profitable strategy that can really help their business grow and scale, one, to increase cash flow and then to increase clients.
Yes, ma'am, because we know at the end of the day, Dr. Phillips, everybody wants to improve that bottom dollar, that bottom line,
Exactly.
right?
They want to stay in the black.
Absolutely. And it's funny that we start off on this because tonight's conversation is helping us with operating our business more efficiently in this time of crisis. And we realize that reports are showing that a lot of businesses are closing their doors.
Yes.
A lot of front end office is scaling back employees, and individuals are being left now many times jobless, and not that they don't possess the skill set, but they have never put on that entrepreneurial hat or even aspired to understand the infrastructure of how business is conducted or developed in this sense. Then I believe tonight, again, as you said, you're going to help put the framework together with helping us understand this. And so you said you bring 30 years, 3 decades to the table.
Yes, don't make me feel old, Daunta.
No, ma'am, by no stretch of the imagination.
But yes.
But I mean, listen, I would rather trust somebody with 30 years than 30 days or even 30 months.
Right.
Because it's fair to say that you've seen most of it all. You hadn't seen it all, right?
I hadn't seen it all, but I have seen a lot. And it is interesting, when I first started my business, We didn't have this platform that we have today, right? We didn't
Right.
have the internet. We did not have the ability to be able to connect with anyone in the world. There was no social media.
Sure.
And so here's what I really want to get across. Technology is great, but there are some basic skills that we have to bring to the table that are just timeless. And the main one is relationship building.
Wow.
We forget how powerful it is to be able to do what we're doing tonight, right? I'm able to share my audience, you're able to share your audience. And so now our network grows. We're able to get in front of other people. We're cross marketing in a way, if you
Sure.
will. And so when I first started my business, what helped me at the age of 19 become a six-figure entrepreneur was my ability to build relationships. And at the time, I literally would go and knock on doors and pick up the phone and call people and really find out what their pain points are. We spend, and there's nothing wrong with this, we spend a lot of time behind the computer.
Sure.
Sometimes you just have to get out and connect with people, because the truth of the matter is that the old saying is true, that people want to do business with people they know, like, and trust. They want to know that I can trust you with my money. And you have to show that. You have to build the trust with the potential client before they can actually extend that money to you.
Wow, Dr. Phillips, you're so true. I'll give you a quick testimony, then I know we're going to get into more of the framework. As my wife and I are in this time of pandemic, a lot of people are spending more time at home, and so one of the things we said, man, what better time than to redo the kitchen? And so as she was looking for new countertops, we had found a lot of countertops through online searching, but when we picked up the phone and the guy said, do you mind dropping by? And today, in the hustle and bustle, and we know we're not trying to get out and be in a lot of places now due to the social distancing, we went to his establishment today, and within 8 minutes, my wife whispered in my ear and she said, I don't know where else you're trying to go, but he's the one. And I looked at her like, why? She said, his attitude.
Yeah.
And so that shows me that still life is more about relationships. And he said to us, you're getting ready to spend thousands of dollars inside my establishment, and I just want to make sure that I go over and above to make sure that I meet your expectation. And when he said that, I looked at her and I said, he is the one.
Yeah, integrity matters, right? Everybody wants to feel protected, and we have to stop looking at things as transactional all the time.
Sure.
We have to look at, how do I further the relationship, and how do I deliver in excellence? We live in a time where people want things right now.
Yeah.
And we have to look at speed to market. And a lot of times we're jumping into business without truly building a business plan. Now, I will say that every business doesn't require a full business plan.
Okay.
But you need a plan. You need a strategy, something that is going to show you, one, how to phase out your goals. We have these big dreams, big ideas. And so people often throw out, hey, I'm going to be a millionaire, but they can't consistently make 5 figures a month, but I'm going to be a millionaire. And that's great to have that as an end goal, but how are you going to get there? And so what I like to look at is, one, I like to find out, what's your skill set? Have you ever ran a business before? Because having a skill set and operating a business are two different things, right? Yeah. I may be an excellent physician, but that doesn't mean that I know how to operate my front office, how to make sure my billing is done properly and that I'm collecting everything, how to make sure that I'm doing the right coding, right? There are certain things that speak simply to the business. And sometimes we can be a little bit overzealous. Yeah. In that we want to hurry up, we want to get started, we want to start making money, and we forget so many things that are foundational things to help us keep our doors open. And so you talked about the pandemic, and in this pandemic, what we found is that Black businesses are closing their doors at 2 times the rate of our white peers, right? That is significant. You're talking about 41% of Black businesses that shut down this year. That is devastating to our community and to the economy. So what we have to look at is why. Why is that happening? One of the things we saw earlier this year when we were hit with the pandemic is we have a lot of gig workers, right? We have a lot of people who they have a skill set. They get out here, they do it. They may take Cash App or PayPal. And then when the SBA came out with the EIDL loan, the Paycheck Protection Loan, sometimes a lot of them were not able to take advantage of that because they did not have a business that had been formalized, nor did they have an accounting system in place. And these are all foundational things that you need in order to have a business. We loosely throw the word around small business.
Yeah, yeah. And when we hear government officials say that small businesses are the fuel of this economy, a lot of us are not even using unleaded or maybe even so much as premium. Yeah. I don't know what we're putting in our gas tanks, right?
Right. And so we have to educate ourselves. In our community, a lot of times we see solopreneurs, and which is nothing wrong with that. But we have to classify and understand how the government views our businesses. If you don't have more than 10 employees, then you're considered a micro enterprise, not a small business. Okay. So there are certain things that sometimes as a business owner and as a small business CEO, we have to educate ourselves. We have to do the research. This is one of the most important moves that you'll make. You're investing your time, your money, you're making a huge sacrifice. They always ask people, what are you willing to sacrifice when they say they want to go into small business? Because small business is glamorized. We go on social media all the time. We see people taking grand vacations, living in big homes and driving these wonderful cars that we used to, dream about or see in magazines. And so we think, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. And people are losing everything because they went about it all wrong. And so my goal and my mission is to help people build businesses the right way.
And since you brought that up, Dr. Phillips, one of the things that I took notice of is the fact that you have just put into play this this publication on converting emails into sales.
That's correct.
Talk to us a little bit about this new publication.
Absolutely. So, a lot of times we think that we have to have a huge database when it comes to email marketing. And you don't, because really it's not about the size, it's about the quality of your subscribers and really how they respond to you. Because what people want is information, and they want your consistency in the email. Junk email is one thing. Quality email, where you're giving people real information that they can use, that they can implement in their business, guess what? They want that. And so they will begin to open your emails, and guess what? They're going to start buying or requesting your services. The thing is, we've got to stop overlooking what's right in front of us. And email marketing is a great way and can be a revenue stream within your business.
Okay. And so I was taking this note down, and I just want to ask you, people like myself always believe, as you said a moment ago, I pride myself on having several hundred contacts in my phone, right? Several hundred or several thousand emails, addresses in my database, right? But you seem to suggest in this book that people always believe that they have to have a large database.
Right.
But you say size doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
Why would you raise that point that size doesn't matter?
Well, it's just like I just said. It doesn't matter because what you want is quality.
Quality.
So think about it from this way. If I have 100 people in a room, but I did not really qualify them. I didn't qualify them because I didn't ask the right questions, right? People are just stacking people in their database, but they're not buying. We see people who have millions of followers and they couldn't sell one t-shirt. So what you have to look at is, one, your consistency of your emails.
Sure.
And what you're putting in there. Are you giving your email subscribers quality information? Because if you are, they will respond. And consistency with my email, my newsletter, I'm sending that out every Wednesday at 6 a.m. like clockwork.
Okay.
We never miss a beat. And so that's what people want. Remember, people want to do business with people they know, like, and trust. And your email is the best way to build that trust.
So I got to make sure that I'm consistent with the quality that I produce.
Absolutely.
Dr. Phillips, one thing I can do, I can produce quality, but I spend so much time trying to put the quality, well, let me say it like this, going overboard to try to impress and knowing I can only do that one time. And you're saying it's not so much about overdoing it, but just doing whatever you can, the best you can, right? Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Absolutely. So here's the thing, for me, I take time out. So I plan my year, and I understand that content marketing is very valuable. So think about it this way. If I'm getting your newsletter on a weekly or a monthly basis, and just what I'm getting in your newsletter is helping me change the trajectory either of my life, my business, whatever it is I'm doing, and I'm getting that for free, then I can only imagine what it's going to be like when I purchase, whether it's a service or a product. Because what I've done over time of sending that email consistently is I built trust with you. You trust me now. So you want to do business with me. So here's the thing. If you're an expert, this isn't a hard move. This is what you do on a daily basis. So coming up with the content shouldn't be that hard, right? We're constantly, as experts, educating ourselves, learning new things. And so for me, I'm sharing that with my database. I'm not losing anything by sharing these tips with them, these resources with them, because what they know is they're going to get quality. And when they're ready to work with me, it's going to be even better.
Wow. That's great information. If you're watching here tonight, whether you're on the Facebook or the YouTube tonight, I hope you're taking in these notes and you're hearing what Dr. Phillips is saying. People really trust the fact that you will be consistent and provide quality, and not so much that you overdo it or that you are biting off more than you can chew. But as Dr. Phillips just said, making sure that people appreciate the fact that you are making the sacrifice to provide them with the content that they need. And you may be doing it for free, as she said, but what you're doing is very valuable, so that the return of that potential business will far outweigh. Hear this, it will far outweigh. Am I right about that?
That is correct. That is correct.
Far outweigh the time, the effort, and whatever you're doing to produce it. And so, Dr. Phillips, that is a marvelous point, and I hope the listening audience got that. Listen, real quickly, we're going to take a minute break. Got to go and pay some bills, as they say. We'll be right back in 1 minute, and we're going to talk more about these business strategies here in The Crisis. We'll be right back.
I want to talk to you about the stakes in this election as plainly as I can. If we're going to get this virus under control, get folks back to work, and make sure affordable health care is available for everybody, we've got to send people to Washington who aren't interested in playing political games or making themselves rich. We've got to elect folks who will get to work for people like you. That's why I'm supporting Reverend Raphael Warnock in the special election for Senate. Reverend Warnock's someone I've known for years. He's a man of great moral integrity, a leader in the truest sense of the word. He's spent his life pushing for justice, fighting to expand healthcare, protecting voting rights and the dignity of work. You don't find a lot of people in Washington like Reverend Warnock, and that's exactly why we got to get him there. Please join me in supporting Raphael Warnock for Senate.
I'm Raphael Warnock, and I know we can do better. That's why I approve this message.
We're back here on LongTalk this evening, and we're here with our very special guest, the CEO of Mogul HQ, Dr. Felicia Phillips, who's just been helping us all evening with understanding these simple but yet most effective business strategies during this crisis. Dr. Phillips, you really touched me earlier, and I hate for you to resound that again, but you suggested that 40+% of African American or black owned businesses.
Yes, so this year, some stats were released that said over 40% of black businesses were having to shut their doors because of the pandemic. And those numbers are so huge that we have to step back and take a look at how we're building our businesses and how important it is to do first things first. I can't tell you, during the time when people were applying for the EIDL loan and different grants and things, I would ask them, do you have an EIN? Have you filed your business? Basic things that you have to do. You have to file your business with the Secretary of State. You have to have a business license. You have to have an EIN. You have to have a business checking account. Daunta, here's the thing. A lot of people didn't have that. And because they did not have that, they could not take advantage of the resources that were out here and available to them. And so we've got to stop being in a hurry, and we have to look at the real building blocks of what it takes to build a sustainable business.
And Dr. Phillips, you've got a solution to that, right? I love people that don't just identify the problem, but they've got a solution.
Yes.
And I want to ask you this question. This is a hot topic question. There's a thing circulating around called the Black Belt Business Academy. Tell us all about that, Dr. Phillips.
Yes. So here's what I know. A lot of times in business, we don't know what we don't know. Sometimes we don't want to ask for help because we feel like people think we should already know this. We're in business. And I created the Black Belt Academy because sometimes we need to step back and really take a look at, there are a few areas in your business that are crucial to its success. And in the Black Belt Academy, it is self-paced, where you have self-paced learning. You can go into the portal. We have webinars and trainings, but you also get a Q&A, live Q&A with me. We talk about what's happening in your business. We try to find viable solutions, especially this year. This year was really difficult because people had to do one of three things. Either they continued with their business model, they had to tweak their business model, or they had to get an entirely new business model. We saw a lot of small businesses pivot, and some were very successful during this time. We saw a lot of people get on the PPE bandwagon, and so they were able to take advantage of that. We saw a lot of online businesses skyrocket. And so in the Black Belt Academy, what we're doing is, one, helping you develop that strategic plan, and then helping you to apply certain tools, resources, and framework to help you grow and scale your business, but really build generational wealth. Because what I understand is that entrepreneurship is that tool.
Yeah. So, Dr. Phillips, I trust that if individuals will just go maybe to I Am Dr. Phillips, can they get more information about that?
Absolutely.
Black Belt Business Academy?
I have information everywhere, Daunta. You can go on any social media platform. You can follow me at I Am Dr. Phillips. You can go to my website, FeliciaPhillips.com.
Wow. Listen, Dr. Phillips, I know you're very busy and you've got a lot more to do tonight. I just want to ask you this last question. What so many people are talking about literally all across the country. We see it on Facebook. We see it on Instagram and Twitter. And that is MogulCon. And that's a big conference that you do every year. I want you to tell our listening audience tonight exactly what it is and why should they attend this year's virtual MogulCon.
Yes, MogulCon is like a quintessential platform for Black women-owned businesses. What we do for 2 days, this year we're bringing together more than 40 experts over 2 days. We have a business education portal. And what we're doing is really addressing the challenges, whether those challenges are from business to leadership to life, helping you get the answers that you need, and really preparing you going into fourth quarter. Because here's the thing, people are saying, let's get ready for 2021. Listen, it's not over.
Not over.
have time to turn things around, get that income that you need coming in the door. We're going into one of our biggest seasons, which is the holiday season. And so we want you to be prepared before you get to 2021.
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes,
so
ma'am.
That's what MobileCon is all about. We have a good time, but the one thing I can promise you is that you're going to get the answers to your questions.
All right, all right. And so again, I want to let everybody know tonight, whether it's the Black Belt Business Academy, or if you want to attend the MobileCon conference, then you must connect with Dr. Phillips at I am Dr. Phillips, so that you can connect. Dr. Phillips, tell us quickly, when is MobileCon?
Yeah, MobileCon is actually next weekend, November 6th and 7th. It is a virtual conference, so you can go to MobileCon Live, that's MOGUL, CONLIVE.com, and get your 2-day cyber pass for only $79.
Give us that handle one more time, if you will.
Yes, it's Mogul, MOGUL, Con, CON, Live, LIVE.com.
Wonderful, wonderful. Dr. Phillips, I know you've got to run, but again, thank you so much. I want to say this to our LongTalk audience tonight. You really need to get more in depth. We only scratched the surface tonight due to our time constraints, but this converting emails into sales will really revolutionize and transform your business. To take what you already have. You're not selling any email databases, right?
Oh, no. I'm showing you how to work with your existing database to bring in revenue into your company.
Dr. Phillips, in my world, even as a pastor, we cracked a joke because most well-known pastors are guilty. Now, they'll never write it in their book, but they've stolen email databases and purchased email databases from other televangelists, right?
Yeah, people do that.
And you're saying, Daunta Long, even as a pastor, I don't have to do that, or as a small business owner, or as a self-employed individual, don't have to do that. This book will show me how to take what I have.
That's right.
And convert it into sales.
Absolutely.
So, friends, last thing. I know you following her personally, but tonight I need you to get this book, Converting Emails into Sales, and go to her website, FeliciaPhillips.com, so that you can be a part of transitioning and transforming your business.
Yes.
Just taking those emails, turning them into sales. Dr. Phillips, thank you so much for tuning in tonight and coming on and being a part.
Thank you so much for having me, Daunta. Great conversation. Thank you.
We appreciate you. Thank you so kindly. Friends, tonight I am just happy that we had an opportunity to share again in our dialogue. And I'm just always so interested in helping all of our audience become your best you. And many of you are small business owners. You own your own business, and so you are always looking for tips and strategies. And I pray tonight that this conversation with Dr. Phillips has enabled you and got your engine running. And so that's why I think you really need to attend her conference and just put more fuel on that fire that you have, so that you can literally take your business to the next level. Listen, as you have your business and as you are just doing the best you can in this crisis to stay afloat, listen, we've got to shift our mindset from just staying afloat or just making enough to meet ends meet into thriving and becoming more efficient and producing. Because at the end of the day, what good is a great idea if you don't have the framework to keep it intact? All right. Listen, thank you so much for tuning in to LongTalk. Enjoy this weekend. As I said before, please get out and vote. Get out and do it tomorrow. Tomorrow, the last day before the general election. Now, we won't be back on. By the time we come on next Tuesday, most of the polls would have closed. So this is my absolute last attempt to say to you, please, ma'am, please, sir, whether you get out and vote tomorrow or you wait until Tuesday, let your voice be heard. Get out and vote, okay? We'll see you next Tuesday. As always, connect here with us here at Long Talk, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next Tuesday for another Long Talk. Take care. God bless.
Follow us on Facebook at Daunta A. Long. Follow us on Instagram at Daunta Long. Follow us on YouTube at Daunta A. Long. Thank you for tuning in to Long Talk.